Max of a fantastic 9 days of indoor cricket in the wonderful, wonderful country of South Africa. Junior Dala to continue. And that's another wide there, Bruce. And the batsmen have said, re-bowl it again.
Let's not forget that these two sides have played against many sides to get here. They've had to work hard for a whole week. These bodies are tired. Their mental capacity is tired. They've really got to bring their game here today.
Nothing wrong with that delivery. Nothing wrong. That is very anticipated well there by Spargo. He's actually waited for the ball just to miss the player's hands and run through. This partnership has now gone up to 30 from two young boys on debut in their very first World Cup.
It never looked like they'd make 30, but they've really chipped at this. They've been so disciplined.
I've always felt throughout the whole tournament that the South Africans have had a very good bowling attack. Australia, obviously, I believe, are a better batting team. The problem I see here is that the South Africans need to pull this back. They need to pull it back.
Dollar to Spargo. South Africa desperate for a wicket. Spargo not scared to chase it. If it's up, he's going to go for it.
Well, he hits the ball so well, young Michael Spargo. And with the great facilities here, the ball will just ricochet off the net at an alarming pace. This is a magnificent partnership, Bruce. I think you're up to 33 with a couple of balls to go.
Junior Dollar has to bowl it back of a length. I think he's been too full.
Far too full.
He's playing to their strength. It was a great second knock from those two. 33. Boy, will they take that. The Australian coach must be thrilled.
Start of the third batting pair for Australia. Good start so far, 59 after 8. Marius Libber bowling his first over. They were too wide there.
Yeah, far too wide. He's actually just dropped a little bit short, he has. I think South Africa must peg this pair back. On strike now, Nick de Vries, a very, very experienced player.
Yeah, very experienced indeed. 4 World Cups will help with that experience. Knows exactly what's needed of him. Straight away attacking the bowler, coming out, meeting it on the pitch.
Young boy Baker batting with him here, who's obviously a very good junior player. Played a Junior World Cup. Junior World Cup here for Australia. I like the way this boy plays. Yeah. Big Clinton up front. It's hard to get past him, but he's at the moment.
Definitely. Do you think South Africa did a little bit of homework here? They saved Marius Libber to bowl to the left-hander?
Yes, I do. I think you're right there. I think, Marius Libber, what his biggest problem been is he's been throwing the ball up to the right hand. Obviously, with the left-hander here, they're obviously thinking, well, it probably works a little bit better. Bit of a back flick there by McDonald. Dino, you know, we've all played enough cricket ourselves. They seem to be dropping the intensity at the moment, the South Africans. You know, they need a couple of special outs, don't they?
Definitely, and this is one of the games that you need to do it in. It's a gold final in the World Cup. Time to turn it on. This is the only chance you're going to get.
And that has been one of the problems for Mauritius, is that he's actually drifted the ball down leg a lot. To a right-hander, he's giving away wides.
But South Africa have bowled already far too many extras, I think, and you can see it on the fielders' faces. As soon as another one gets bowled, guys get a little dejected. They need to look inside themselves and lift themselves up. And yeah, definitely something special is needed to inspire them, get the crowd behind them, get the people to start shouting, Mark.
Yeah, they are. They just seem to be going. I mean, this pair's already taken up to 10. It's their very first over. What we've got to be careful is South Africa is the score's now 69. You know, they're crawling their way above. 100 runs in open men's is a phenomenal chase.
Yeah, definitely.
That's a bit better. Drifted that in and just got a little bit of a turn.
Again, Australia have got the runs on the board, need the wickets, peg them back a bit, bring them down. And the dot balls are great, but if you're bowling those 1 or 2 loose balls or extras, allowing the batsmen to just creep along, get their score up.
That's a very good start. Once again, what they're doing is they're absorbing all the pressure and the passion from the South African team, and then they're just milking it through. They've taken 12 of that over. They didn't look like they'd bat too many good shots, but with the wides and the shorter balls, it's easy to accumulate runs. I think the South African coach, Sean Shaper, you know, what we really need here is something. The players need to swap position, try something different. It's not happening for them at the moment. Take the players out of their normal position. Someone might take something special. Otherwise, the Australians are just chipping away quite comfortably. And they'll be aiming for 110. They'll be aiming for 110.
Definitely, and a good point about the fielding as well. They're changing the guys around. Obviously, the receiver at the back and the wicket-keeper are very specialised positions. Do the other guys also train in their respective positions to try and be the best there?
Neil Berger now to come on. That's the answer. The umpire's going to say not ahead here. You'll be able to see on our viewers, Neil Berger has followed through, turned his back on a batsman, which stops the batsman from putting his bat over the line. The umpire will say, I'm sorry, that's what we call interference, and he won't give that out.
What's the ruling there, Mark? Does the fielder have to get out of the way because they're not fielding the ball?
Yes, correct. Batsman has right of way at all times. Little bit of a tap on the hands there between Neil and Nick. Yeah, you cannot do that. If you are fielding the ball, you have the right of the way. Neil didn't have it in that occasion. Umpire correctly, not out.
It's the one good thing that Neil Berger does bring to the game, especially against a guy like de Grace who's been playing against him for all these years.
Yep.
He knows how to get the crowd behind him, people behind him, get his teammates inspired, and that's what we need here because, unfortunately, they don't have enough wickets, so anything else is going to help.
I think the other part here is Neil Berger is in his very last test match. He has 6 balls to bowl for his country. He'll be given it his all to get something in them last 6 balls for his country. He's a competitive player. Played against him, I've coached against him. You know, at the end of the day, he plays the game hard. The most important thing is now is for him is to get a wicket to inspire his younger, a lot younger teammates.
Definitely, and he does that from the front as well. A lot of the people, think some of the things are wrong, but playing in his team, he's a guy that doesn't matter where you are, who you are. If he's on the same team as you, he's going to have your back.
Yes, he's been a great servant. There's plenty of great servants. You know, my 2 fellow commentators, Sean Shaper, Neil Berger, there's been a number of fantastic ambassadors for this country. Neil Berger is just another one of them ambassadors.
Definitely. Hope to see him in the Masters in 2 years' time.
I don't. I hope he stays retired. I'll be a lot happier when he does. It'll save him and I having a confrontation. No, but he's a great mate. We have a quiet beer together after every game. And that's it.
Go.
That's what he needed. That's what South Africa needed. That is a fantastic delivery. Late swing. And I'm sure Neil won't mind me saying that. Good on the old Warhorse.
Definitely.
He still had a red-hot go.
They always say there's no substitute for experience, and there you can clearly see late swing. Batsman already planted his foot, had to try and play around it, clean bowled. Crowd alive now as well. Again, another close call.
We'll now go the umpire. As indicated, he's indicated the square, which means that he goes now back to our third umpire. Our third umpire will decide. From my personal point of view, I believe he's out.
Going to be close here. We're going to see batsman in the picture. Oh, first look, that's close. Going to go back a couple of frames.
Just a couple here. He may have just got there, I think. The diving technique has got him over the line. You can see the difference. The bat is extremely flat compared to the other ones that have been lifting their bat up. That is the way you should slide the bat face down. I believe he's got home.
All depends when the bails came off, but that's very close to call. Leaning towards safe myself here. Umpire's call though. We've got a third umpire. Yes. Still having a look at it. You see a referral,
Not out.
And there we go. Close though.
Yeah, just a little bit of hesitation from McDonald with the throw. You know, there is a secret to fielding on the 3 line, is to throw the ball through on the side. Pete's picked up and thrown a little bit flatter. It's a split second. Well done, young Baker. Good young fit boy. That is the way to dive face down.
Also, we've got the advantage of using the third umpire. So the guys that play normal league during the week, stuff like that, obviously the benefit normally goes to the batsman. There's something like that's just way too close to call.
And that is correct. So if you want to get down to your local action arena, the umpire will never ever give the batsman out in a close call like that. And that's the way it should be. International World Cups, television, thousands of people in it, we use the third umpire to enhance everyone's experience.
Change up ball. Well dealt with. 1 run.
And that's the end of the over. Well done to Neil Berger. That will be the last over he'll play for South Africa in the open men's grade. He is an old warhorse. He's a hard fighter. He believes in South Africa. Let's hope the rest of the team can inspire themselves now to get going. Team total is 74.
Definitely. The nice thing about him as well, although he's finished bowling, he hasn't finished playing. 6 overs in the field, hard, fast, dedicated fielding, and then obviously consistency with the bat coming out a bit later. Go again here with leg spinner Steph Leroux. Also a lot of variation. The little top spinner. Was a very sharp Google as well.
Yes, look, Dino, I think you're right. I think the key part for me here is, if I was coach on Leroux now, I'd be actually asking him to be a bit more consistent. Bowled 3 really good balls. He needs 6 really good balls. South African team need 2 wickets this over. And that's a good start. He must deliver him. Spin bowlers in our game have become strike bowlers now. And he's got so much variation.
Definitely. Let's see what De Grace does here. A little bit too short there. Easy pickings. That's the only unfortunate thing with a spin bowler, is it's slow enough that if it is short, you give the batsman more than enough time.
Yeah, and that was his wronging. You know, to bowl a wronging around the wicket and have it come back is a very quality art from obviously Leroux. But Nick de Grace, seen it was short, just bunted it for an easy 2. That's better. That's a better length. Young Baker, the young boy here in the open men's. He's got Neil Berger in front of him. He's got big Quentin Luby on the other side of him. Young boy's quite composed at the moment.
Definitely. Helps batting with the experienced campaigner as well. Every ball helping him along after every over, having a couple of quiet words in his ear. Again,
too short again. Too short again. The key with indoor cricket is that the front half needs to be in the game. If you continually bowl short, the front half can't get into the game. Makes it easy for the batsmen. They've got less pressure on them. LaRue to continue. To Nick Degrees.
Slightly quicker ball there, but again, still too short. This pair move on to 21 in their third over, aiming for that magical target of around 30 runs per pair.
I think the big point is here is the team total's gone up to 80.
Yeah, quietly as well, without any flurry. And the key's been very few wickets. Yep. Australia really protect their wickets. It's gold to them already.
Well, they don't need to have big, as I said, it'll be the passion versus the patience. They're quite patient at the moment, the Australian team. Safe option again. You know, as Bruce has mentioned throughout our commentary, that is just safe cricket. No risk taken by young Baker.
Yeah, especially of a full toss, because especially in the lower leagues or the amateur leagues, you know, full toss, your eyes wide and think it has to go to the back net, but there's more than enough runs on the board. Just keep it ticking, swapping and batting over.
At the end of the over, the partnership is now sitting on 24, and the Australian team has moved up to 83.
Peter McDonald to bowl the fourth over to the third batting pair of Australia. It's a left-right batting combination. Play as much of a role as it does in the outdoor game, Mark?
Yes, look, I believe it does. I mean, you've got to work quite hard on getting your length right. You need to have enormous disciplines, obviously with the left and right hand. So McDonald here will bowl to Nick Degrees.
Starts off with a little change-up. Wrong line, though. Too far on the legs. Easy just to dot it down into the corner for one.
I've gathered the Australian plan now will be to push on to end up roughly about 90 with a pair to come. Full ball. Oh, well fielded there. Front foot, no ball called by the umpire, so 2+1 makes 3.
Again, just too full there from the bowler. It's a better length. Batsman has to lean quite far into it to try and get on top of it. No run.
I think what you've indicated before, Dino, is the fact is the total has just gone up very quietly. Through the legs again.
And although he hit it to the back of the court and it was worth 3 runs, he didn't try and hit the cover off the ball. He played a genuine cricket shot, got over, straight bat, gave himself more than enough time to cruise through for the 3.
And they've got to that magical total that you've said, Dino. You know, 30, 31 at the moment.
South Africa desperately looking for that wicket that's going to start them off again. Oh, good ball to try and get it.
Yeah, well bowled. They move back on the third ball. They do at the moment. McDonald needs a captain's delivery here. He needs a delivery that will actually get South Africa back in. They're sitting on 90. This is a very, very experienced partnership, isn't it? You know, not experienced so much in Baker's age, but the way they've gone about it. Young Baker looks like he's played in 3 or 4 World Cups, he does.
Definitely.
And that's the end of that partnership. Team totals moved to 92. I believe Australia's totally in command.
But, you know, you made a valid point there about the experience. Although he's on debut at this World Cup, he's got 4 years' worth of experience of playing for Australia in the junior leagues or the under leagues. So, you know, their discipline and the way that they do things at home, they carry it through, which is nice. And you can see it here in this World Cup. South Africa regrouping at the back of the net, getting a couple of words of encouragement from the coach, Sean Shaper. 2 experienced batters for Australia coming in. Lyle Teskey and Tar Hopes.
Yeah, these two are what I would call the other bookends. They open with Bennett and Fitzgerald, they do, and they finish with Teskey and Ty Hopes. These two boys can bat. South Africa needs to be very careful here that these two don't move on and start scoring at a pace which makes the total quite large.
Especially with the platform that the previous batters have set already. South Africa need a good start. Quinton Libber, big, strong, tall, fast bowler, needs something special.
Nice full delivery. I think the key point is, you know, Dino and Bruce and I have spoken about it before. Is consistently bowling the ball in the same spot. It's not happened in this innings. You know, they really do need to try to finish well. You don't want to chase 120.
Well, that's twofold as well, Mark. You know, the discipline and the lack of consistency from the bowler, as well as the patience of the batsman. You know, we've seen a couple of third balls where the batters have missed it in certain areas. They're just waiting for that one other bad ball to get off that third ball and doing it quite comfortably.
That's a nice down and up shot by Ty Hopes to get his World Cup batting innings off. That's a good delivery. They need more of that, Dino. They need a lot more.
Definitely, but on a situation like that, with the ball probably going on to hit the stumps but hitting the foot instead, how does the LBW work, Mark?
There is no LBW in indoor cricket. As long as you're attempting to play a shot, you will not be given out. It is one of the most great decisions about indoor cricket. You know, the umpire doesn't need to worry about it. The other reason there's no LBW is because of the fact is the umpire stands behind the batter. It would be virtually impossible to give it out. If the umpire feels that the batsman's played a shot, he will give that not out.
The umpire also sits on an elevated platform, so quite difficult to judge the height.
Correct. To see whether it would hit the stumps or not. This is a lot better over here. He's had 3 or 4 very good balls in very good position. But Teskey, once again, the moment the South Africans fall to the leg side, they hit him through leg quite comfortably.
Very well taken there by Marius Libber. It's the advantage of his cousin bowling and them playing cricket for the 25 years that they've been alive.
Yeah, well, I'm sure they've had plenty of little backyard cricket games amongst each other. But yes, he does know his cousin quite well. That's a bit too full. Top end here. Yeah. It should be out.
It's the beauty of this game as well. Rank, bad ball, should have gone all the way to the fence in an outdoor game. Wicket in indoor.
Yeah, it's what makes people play the great game. You know, the reflexes, the speed of the game. I mean, you know, and these younger guys now these days, you know, they are very, very sharp. But kept their composure too. South African team kept their composure, got the out. Does that give them an opportunity to get going?
Yeah, what was nice to see there is a guy like Marius who's got an absolute cannon of an arm. Saw both batters were stranded on his end. Oh, great catch.
Well, that, to our TV audience, that is a magnificent bit of cricket. That was an outswinger. His cousin Marius has just taken a brilliant catch The speed of that ball into the glove is unmeasurable. It's a massive little swing.
Oh.
He's taken it. That is a fantastic out from South Africa. They might be back in the game.
And very well bowled by Quinton. The batsman had to commit with the line that it started on. The amount of movement that he got away was absolutely phenomenal. But yeah, great catch from Marius. And just to get back to that point to the run out, he saw both batters on his end. So although he does have that cannon of an arm, he didn't have to try and throw it as hard as he did. Just got it back to the receiver at the back wickets, and they got the run out.
And we call that having a bit of peripheral vision. You can see around you, no need to panic. Get it back, straight into Nardu's hands, out, run out.
Need a good start from George Viviers. South Africa on a team hat-trick, bowling to tie hopes.
Viviers had a great first over too, so it's so important now. They're back in the game. Just getting a couple of words of wisdom or advice from his coach, Sean Shaper. That's a good delivery. And how good was that play, Dino?
Absolutely fantastic. Couldn't have waited any longer to play that. There's the experience coming through. Although the pair is on minus runs at the moment, they know they're just going to go in there, do what they do best, get back to ball and rotate the strike. And again, just bowl that score slowly but surely and try and get it up to 110, 120 possibly from this point.
That's another great delivery. The good part here for the first 2 overs is that they've bowled a lot of balls a lot fuller and a lot straighter. Maybe Clinton's given them an opportunity to get going at the moment. It's now up to George to do the job.
Yeah, I think they've definitely gone back to the drawing board. Both bowlers bowling nice and full. The ball's swinging. Batsman can't do anything with that. Try to fend it away and scramble through for a run.
Again, the experience of this Australian pair here. They don't even look flustered, do they? They look quite calm. Oh, that's well bowled for Viers. That's hit him right in the leg.
That's that magic spot you spoke about, below the waist, above the knees.
Makes it very hard to bunt anything like that. Especially at someone like Viers' pace. But Teskey, keep his cool. We'll see what the next ball brings him.
Good fight back here from the South Africans.
Oh, he's done it again. We now move on to third ball. This is the sort of passion that South Africa, play the game with. Key part now is to grab a wicket, make it as hard as he possibly can.
Definitely. They've got Australia on the back foot slightly here. Third ball again. Got to stick to a game plan, bring your fielders into play, and affect the wicket.
Just a little bit wider there.
Last ball, George Viviers over.
That's the end of the over. They've fought back well. Team totals moved to 95. Great start by South Africa. 2 overs to go.
Crucial over this if South Africa want to keep Australia down to a total that they think they can reach. Marius Libber bowling again. Needs to get 8 out of 8 here, Mark.
Well, I think he does. I think it's so important. So important that he gets the line right here. If he doesn't, makes it harder. That's a shot. Again, the thing here with Marius, he's got to make him bounce. You can't make him full tosses to these boys.
Yeah. He's got to use his height to his advantage as well.
Again.
Just a little bit too full there, making it easy. Close for the run out off his own bowling.
I think Teskey will be disappointed in that. Prides himself just to hit it into the net, not to get caught out, not to do anything silly. It's only one butt. Nice early call again. Present point now, they've now hit that magical 100 runs. Once again, Lyle Teskey. Marius really needs to give this a bit of a tweak. That's better. That's better.
Much better length there, bringing the fielders into play. Close call again. Umpire's called for the third replay. There we go, close call. Good hands by Yogi. Yeah, and that's out. At magical 100 you were speaking about, Mark, just gone back down to 95, and that's what South Africa want. They want to keep them around that score.
Well, they needed that wicket, didn't they? They're fighting hard here. They are fighting hard. If they can continue to fight. This partnership's only scored 3.
And you got it spot on with the bowling there. He needs to get it to pitch. Although Teskey did come down the track.
Still got a pitch. He needs to give it a little bit of a tweak. It might pop. These are new tracks because they're new tracks.
Oh, unfortunate there. South Africans think a little bit of an outside edge. But yeah, much better bowling.
Again, the ball has hit the pitch, hasn't it? And tweaked. And that should be out.
Yeah, you wouldn't expect that from somebody like Tar Hopes as well.
I think the key is, Tino, is that the ball is pitched 3 times in a row. And because it's pitched, you know, Ty Hope's not certain, do I go up, do I go back, what do I do? And he's done it very well again. That ball's pitching just outside the exclusion zone, which is what I call a hard area. Do I go forward, do I go back? Good catch there by LaRue. Now they're back to 90 and the game's alive again. Catch.
Definitely a good fight here from the South Africans. From 100, 2 quick wickets, like you say, Mark, back down to 90 with that single up to 91.
Now with an over and a little bit to go, they are right back in this game. Well bowled again. That is a great over.
Fantastic over. South Africa will be pleased with that. Last over for South Africa, been bowled by Yogi. So nice late swing into the right-hander. Be going away from Hopes. Want to throw in a couple of change-ups there as well. Keep the batsman guessing.
The best part about this, Tino, is as long as they don't over-pitch the ball, Australia will not get much more than 100 if they get 100.
Yeah.
You've got to keep your patience here now. Yes, they are going to look for their 1s and 2s. 1 wicket to South Africa and Australia will not get 100. Then the game's alive.
Especially early on in this over, it'll be put more pressure on them as well. That's a start that they were looking for.
What a fantastic delivery. I've been impressed about this boy all week. You know, having the opportunity to watch a lot of the men's games. The secret now is to do it again and again and again.
That's it, consistency. Third ball here. Just to start, South Africa need to this over. They need to turn this round and get a wicket.
Again, he just strayed a little bit onto the legs, didn't he? That's the Australian team's strength. That first delivery was outside off stump. He needs to make sure that he keeps the ball there. This game's going to go to the wire. I firmly believe now a wicket's coming for South Africa.
Try the little change up into the left-hander there. Traditional outswing to the right-hander, just slightly again, over-pitched and into the legs.
The beauty about -5 with indoor cricket is that, you know, it keeps the game. Gino, I know we've said this before, but I'm sitting here with yourself and Bruce with his commentary. The crowd is huge over this place.
The nice thing as well is a lot of the faces are recognisable to the local people that play cricket here. Some guys have come from far as well, you know, from other indoor arenas around the Johannesburg area, which is nice to see. You don't often get to see or play against international players like this. Just hope that they go back and they keep on telling all the other people that they play league games with and how awesome it was, how good it was. You know, strengthen the game, get more guys involved.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I know there's some people who have flown up from Cape Town. The Action Arena's down there. They're up here at the moment. The people in South Africa have definitely got behind the Action cricket. They've got behind the World Cup. And I'll tell you what, their home team's got Australia at 97 at the moment. A wicket now will just lift this. Oh, well bowled and well fielded again. We go to third ball.
Yeah, so far spot on for that 100 that you're talking about, Mark. Just interesting to note as well, although in the round-robin game, South Africa did beat Australia in one of the games.
Yes, they did. They batted very well, got 102. So it's really important now that they just keep thinking about this. Flick. He's gone. What a magnificent. For our TV audience, I want you to have a good look at this. Nadu's come down, he's bowled the ball. The ball's been hit by Ty Hopes into the net. The young boy has got down and thrown the ball underneath between his legs. An unbelievable straight back to LaRue. A run out. South Africa have got Australia at 92.
And this batting pair is on 0. The experienced campaigners struggling slightly here. Shows you the game's never over.
And what a great finish for South Africa. They've felt fantastic this last 4 overs. I'd be quietly confident by South Africa. They need to now weather the storm from Australia. They need to make it as tough as they possibly can so that the Australians make the mistakes. Well done, South Africa. You're in the game. You've got a chance to create history.
Agree there, Mark. Definitely got a nail biter on our hands here. The guys know that they're in with a chance. Just need to be disciplined enough. Execute what they've been training the last couple of months and make sure that it happens. We'll see you in the second innings.